All right, hello, welcome to this video. We have to talk about the failure of a major electric company in that failed to deal with the bomb cyclone, obviously in the Pacific Northwest in the suburbs of Seattle, where they're still dealing with lots and lots of power outages and a very slow restoration. You'll see that Washington State is still red. 229,000 customers still without power, mainly in King County. All right, and almost all of these customers are Puget Sound Energy customers, yeah, they are. And let's see, Puget Sound Energy in Snohomish has 17,000. Snohomish is doing better, but the infrastructure in this area could not handle the kind of strong winds that this storm produced, and there is another bomb cyclone on the way that's going to probably knock the power out again. So going to the site here, Puget Sound Energy, and pretty much this is exactly what I've been talking about. And they have a letter to their customers. We know you are frustrated without power, and people have no heat. You know, it gets cold there too. The system was so strong that it was comparable to a hurricane and did unprecedented damage to our high voltage transmission system. Those are the transmission lines, and I've spoken about before. There are almost 90% of them are on wood poles. That absolutely pathetic. Without fixing those lines first, we cannot get power back into many neighborhoods. Much of this takes place in hard-to-reach remote parts of western Washington. We have 143 line crews working around the clock, 35 times what we usually have, and they're getting aid from other areas. All right, so let's see what this has here. So far, they've restored 34 substations with 15 remaining out of service. Substations serve about 5,000 customers each. As we re-energize these substations, more customers should get their power back at a faster pace. Overnight, we restored 5,300 customers per hour. As of Thursday morning, we restored more than 315,000 customers, including more than 60 schools. And the damage is, we're going to look at the outage map here in a moment here, because the damage is really something. So let's see. We'll go to the outage map here and show you you can see all these areas in red are without power, and there's lots of them. Bellevue, Bellevue is hit very hard, and you had a lot. It looks like still most of these are out. Factoria, there is businesses and hospitals in these areas, and the power is still not back on. Look at all this. This is unbelievable. It really shows how bad the Puget's. The governor, I think the governor is Jay Inslee over there. He's got to investigate this electric company, because this is unacceptable. Look at all these areas that are still blacked out in the red. This is just completely unacceptable. This company's so bad they make JCP&L look good. All right, so Puget Sound Energy really has failed tremendously. And let's see, they have some pictures of some of the damage here. Let's say, of course, there's been a lot of damage to their transmission lines, and let's see, they have some pictures of it here that they put up. Well, they don't have them here, I guess, but there's been a lot of damage to the transmission system here, Puget Sound Energy. I'm gonna have to go to their Facebook, and we're gonna have to, because it seems like Twitter does not have all the pictures. Well, apparently it seems like they might have scrubbed all the photos of of their transmission system damage from their website, because I haven't seen anything. So we're going to take a look at some of these areas, and these are whole cities too. And let's see, did they restore power? Nope, they restored power to. It looks like most of this island is still out. Let's see. I'm going to see. All right, that's Snohomish. Snohomish PUD, but they still serve Snohomish. There's another area that had, this island right here. Come on. This island right here. It looks like they did finally restore power to, nope. It's not it. This island, looks like they got some power back to the Mercer Island, but, this is just unacceptable. So, let's go to the map. These are busy, developed areas here. You got a shopping center here. You got hospitals. This is really, really bad. I know that this is also disrupting the sound transit system as well in that area. Um, let's see if they've restored the sound transit. I know the 2 line was down over there, so let's see. Probably still down. Let's see. It looks like it has been restored. I don't see any. Or no, it says 2. Let's see, 2 alerts. Let's see. It looks like due to our passengers are advised to use. All right, so the 2 line finally did get power back. But let's go look at the infrastructure in this area. And there's a lot of. You can see there's a lot of. This is a very actually kind of a well-to-do area of suburb of Seattle, Bellevue, and they've just gotten really pounded. With this, and yeah, there's a lot of shopping centers all over the place here. You can see here, hospitals, all that stuff. Looking for, I think this is, yeah, it's over here. Yeah, there's a whole area over here that's got. So just show you some of the infrastructure over here. Let's go and show you this. And you see, oh, the power lines are underground. Yeah, in this spot. But the problem is the transmission system's been damaged. So, yeah, let's see if we can find a substation here. So, you have to give me a moment. I'm trying to figure out where everything is here. Of course, I had it last night, but I wasn't doing a video. You can see, oh, look, the power lines are underground. Good. Yeah, in the neighborhoods, but they're not. The problem is the transmission system is not. You'll have to give me a minute. All right, I finally find the area. It's called Factoria. All right, this is a busy area. There's hospitals here. Yeah, see, there's a shopping center. They got hospitals. Where the hospitals are. But you can see a lot of important facilities here. And the power is still out in this area, which is really unbelievable. We'll show you what it looks like over here. Yeah, see, look at the poles. This is the transmission system that they have. That pole is so thin and skinny. I mean, it's bad enough it's wood, but these poles are so skinny. They're going to come down very easily in those kind of winds. So, I mean, this is just pathetic infrastructure. I mean, it's bad enough they're wood, but look at how skinny they are. I mean, this is really, really bad. So, like I said, Puget Sound Energy definitely needs to be investigated by, I don't know what Washington State has as far as utility overviews, but there are a lot of customers and businesses, too, that are losing money because the power hasn't been restored yet. There's finally that's a metal pole. But see, they should all be like this. You know, all these poles should be replaced, Puget Sound Energy. I mean, it's unacceptable. So, yeah, and it's a shame. It's a nice, beautiful area, actually. Pacific Northwest is actually very pretty, but, you know, the electric is very unreliable. So you can see there is a substation there. So these power lines are just ridiculous. All right, so it gets even. This is the other thing too. You'll notice here. All right, here's another. The trees are higher than the power lines. That's a no-no. The power lines need to be way higher. So again, they should be big metal poles, higher than the trees. Obviously, these trees are going to come down in the wind, and you're going to have these transmission lines being knocked down. And that's what's going on all across the area. And, of course, they're not really sharing a whole lot of pictures of the damage, which is interesting. And I guess they just want to keep it kind of quiet or on the down low, you could say. And then you have Mercer Island, which also is a city unto itself. And they've been blacked out for a while. And you want to take a look and see what their transmission looks like? Because it looks even worse. Take a look at this crap. Yeah, look at that crap right there. This is what they're using. I mean, this is just complete garbage. I mean, are you surprised the power went out? No. I mean, what the hell is this? I mean, What kind of pole is that? That looks like it's going to snap like a matchstick in the wind. I mean, Puget Sound Energy, they are just an awful electric company, so they definitely need to be investigated. I mean, this is the kind of infrastructure. This is their transmission system for you. This is their transmission system. So this is the transmission line that serves Mercer Island, and they've been blacked out. Gee, I wonder how many poles got knocked down. How many of these cross arms just snapped in the wind? You know, that's the thing. So this is just garbage. This garbage, this system they have here. So it's a shame because it's a beautiful area, but the electric they need to overhaul this whole thing. They need to, all these transmission lines need to be replaced with metal pylons. I'm not saying you're going to bury all of them. People are like, bury all the power lines. It costs a lot of money. But you could put metal poles up that won't come down in high winds. And put them high enough so the trees are not a threat to them. So this is the kind of infrastructure you have in this area, and it's really, really bad. It's a shame because it's a really pretty area. But the electric is really unreliable, and something needs to be done about it. So Puget Sound Energy here, I mean, they just have just so many people without power right now, and not a whole lot until they get into these remote areas and fix these. You got to understand, some of these transmission lines are going through really wooded, forested areas, some of them, and then they just, it's just awful. It's just awful. So yeah, it's really, really bad. So again, we go to the X here. We'll see if we can, yeah, the external link, and there's just been a lot of that. Yeah, they don't have any pictures. They really have very few pictures of the damage, but also damaged larger transmission lines, the larger lines that bring power into communities. Yeah, exactly. Because they're all on wood. That's why they're all on wood. We're dispatching helicopters. There's literally no crew on the roads. So a lot of people not happy right now with them, and you know, this is unacceptable. So hopefully the governor of Washington is going to investigate this electric company, because this is not acceptable. And unfortunately, another storm is coming. So let's go and look at some of the models with that for Pacific Northwest. So the Northwest is a very pretty area, but unfortunately, it's prone to these kind of storms, and you also have to deal with the additional factors of natural disasters, earthquakes, and volcanoes, which luckily we don't have to deal with, but they have to deal with that too. So let's take a look at this model here. You'll get to see the next bomb cyclone come in here. Yep, there's the next one coming in, and that one's going to bring in even more wind again, which is the last thing that this area needs, and that's going to cause more power outages. The people who had their power restored are going to have even more power outages. So let's go look at Ventu Sky, and we'll show you the kind of winds they're going to be dealing with over there. As we head into tomorrow, I'll put this to wind gusts, and move this over to Friday here. Oh yeah, this looks bad. So this, and you'll get to see the winds coming in. Look at this. Oh, that's really bad. So looking along the coast here, you're going to have a really ripping southerly, and then that's going to go into, it looks like Seattle Metro is going to have wind gusts up to 50. Let's move this along. Look at gusts up to 71. That's insane. So yeah, this is going to, looks like it's going to pound the Olympic Peninsula. But yeah, there could be some very strong wind gusts, the strongest of which are going to stay offshore in this center here. But very, very disturbing to see. There's a lot of wind here. This is just one model. This is the HRRR. I could go ahead and look at the European too, which is what I'm going to do. But we're going to do that next. But that is really, really bad. Really bad. So let's go to windy.com. And we'll take a look at this as well. Let's look at the European. We know the European is going to be worse. It always usually is. I'll put this over to wind gusts. Yeah, this is I mean, these winds are insane in the storm here. 75 gusts. I mean, 42. But you have mountains, and they have interactions between the mountains and everything, so you're going to see these interesting interactions between the mountains and stuff. Luckily, the low is kind of going north, and the worst part of it's staying away from Seattle, but this is going to cause some more power outages for sure. And like I said, their infrastructure is just not able to handle it at all. Puget Sound Energy is not able to handle it at all. And a lot of people not happy with Puget Sound Energy right now. We can look PSE and put news here, and you'll see still waiting for your power to be restored. Multi-day outage. This is the kind of damage that they've been seeing here. Massive devastation. Let's see if we can get some... Hang on, I got to put this in here. Puget Sound Energy. Let's see if we can get some pictures. I mean, they haven't showed many pictures of the damage at all. Nothing. You know, they're trying to cover it up or something, you know, because they don't want people to see that the people... They want to think people are dumb. You know, they want to think people are dumb. The infrastructure's... It's all on wood, man. You cannot have wood for transmission lines. I mean, you cannot. It's one thing. It's bad enough to have them in distribution, but wooden transmission lines? So even though the little distribution lines in this neighborhood are underground, this area is still without power because the wooden transmission lines failed. These things, I mean, and those poles look really, really fragile. They're really thin, too. I mean, those are really skinny-looking poles. So between the fact they're wood and between the fact that they're skinny, I mean, that's just really ridiculous. I mean, look at those poles. They're so skinny. Yeah, let's compare them to the wood pole transmission lines that we have in our area. I'm going to show you some of the wooden transmission lines we have in our area. Let's go to East Meadow, and let's take a look at this. There's a wooden transmission line that goes along Newbridge Road, so let's take a look at this. Yeah, these are way thicker. These are way fatter. Yeah, way fatter. So, these are more like sub-transmission lines, but still, these are way fatter. And they're, yeah, definitely way fatter. So, that's a big issue. Yeah, those are, and that's, that almost looks like a metal one there. Yeah, you can see this, compare that with this. I mean, my gosh. So Puget Sound Energy really has some really crappy infrastructure, and honestly, it's not a surprise that they've had all these problems. So that's why I'm making this video, because I'm hoping that people, especially in the Bellevue, Seattle area, start complaining to their elected officials about Puget Sound Energy and the fact that they're not, where's the money going? Because it's certainly not going into the grid. They're not fixing. Look at these poles. They are so skinny. I mean, seriously. I mean, this is just garbage here. And they have a lot of it. I mean, and honestly, I think all the wooden sub-transmission lines need to be replaced. The time to start doing it is now, because we're going to see more and more of these bomb cyclones. You know, we've been talking about the climate crisis for so long now, but we've seen such little preparation, particularly in certain parts of this country. The only state that's gotten it right is Florida, really. All these other states, especially Washington, are really, really unprepared. Yeah, this looks like some kind of substation over here, a switch or something. But I mean, this is just, yeah, this is antiquated. And the fact is, you have these, I mean, you have these power lines. Here, here's a metal one. Finally, there's a metal one. But you have these power lines literally going through trees. You cannot have that. So this is a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm hoping the people in King County start calling your elected officials and start demanding that these poles be replaced, because the storms are only going to get worse, and people can't be losing power every time there's a storm. It doesn't need to happen. Not if you had metal lines, you wouldn't have that problem. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching.